Happy Friday, everybody, from Trading Recap Trading. Had a couple trades today. I'm going to show you first the one good trade, JBL. It was a short, and the reason I think it came up on a VWAP scan. I have a Trade Ideas software VWAP scan, and you see earlier in the day it kind of spiked up, and it was kind of not very clean. A lot of long candle wicks, so it's not exactly an ideal stock to trade earlier in the day for me anyway, because I couldn't make sense of it. But it was above VWAP. But as you can see, it kind of topped off at the top of this 15-minute candle chart I have here with the 10 EMA. And if I can see, let me just see if I can. Well, I can't. Let's see. I can't show that. Well, anyway, it's above above VWAP, which made me think, well, maybe I'll wait. But I got in early. I got in early because here you see this dotted line is the close of the previous day, and here's the big thing: the yearly moving averages. Now, if you the yearly, I'm sorry, there's a year chart with daily candles. Now, see what happened here. It ended the day down yesterday, big red candle, and it gapped down. Now it tried to come back up, as you can see. It went back up a little bit here. You see this little wick here? It came back up, and that's what this is right here. It's coming back up, and I noticed it was struggling to do that. And when you see a daily like that, when you see a daily chart like that, you think it has room to go down. Look at this. There's not much resistance anywhere in the last year, so there's a lot of room for it to go down if it can fail to get above yesterday's close, which it did. It struggled at yesterday. This dotted line struggled at yesterday's close. So I got in here probably a little early. I should have waited till it came back to VWAP a little, maybe even broke below VWAP. But I got in here. I put my stop at around. I got in at, what did I get in at? 22.23, and I put my stop about 22.35. So really, I think it was a pretty. I mean, it was only 12 cents. So it was kind of tight, but again, that's when you look at the reversals, you can kind of make tight stops, because if it's going to continue up, it's going to break this level and probably continue up. So you can make it a tight stop there. So I got in here, it meandered a little bit around VWAP, finally broke down here. I held on to it for a while. I wanted it to get down to about 22, just below 22, which is right. You can see 22 is this level right here, and it kind of busted below it, came back up. I wanted it to get around 22.95, which I did, and I exited all my shares at 22.95 right here, and it was a good trade from here to here, pretty good. I mean, it was basically a 30-cent drop. I was happy with that. I got in on my 15-minute chart. I don't have my little markers here, but I got in right here and got out here. So it was following this. This is one of the key moving averages that I like to look at, is the 15-minute candle chart with a 10 EMA. And you see how nice and smooth it's kind of following. It's rocking around here, but it's staying below that, right? So you can kind of put your stop. See how it kind of spiked up? So you don't always want to put your stop right above that moving average, because it could spike above it and stop you out. If you're putting a hard stop in there, if you already have the order in. But yeah, I followed it down, and I was lucky. It just right from the start, it went down and just kept going down. So that was good. That was a good trade. A trade I took. I rarely trade early in the day, and this is one that I did trade because I liked the way it looked. I liked this. It crossed the 200 moving average, the 5-minute 200 moving average, and it crossed the VWAP, stayed above VWAP. So I got in here, and I put my stop way down below VWAP. So it was an early trade. I reduced the amount of shares I usually take, and it kind of stayed above it, and then eventually it failed, and I got out like right around here. So not a great trade, and again, it wasn't pretty looking, but I did like that it was breaking through VWAP and breaking through the 200 moving average. And on the daily chart, if you look here, see, this is probably one of the reasons why I shouldn't have gotten into it, because there's not much going on in the daily. I thought it had room to get up to about like 30, but there was really no reason to expect that at all. So it was just an early trade. I really should have taken some profits around 29.56. I got in here at like 29.27. Should have just gotten some profits and moved my stop up. to about VWAP, but I didn't. I actually moved my stop up from here to here. Original stop was 28.95. As you can see, I put a marker there, and I stopped, and then I got in. I moved it up to 29.06 after it continued to move up, and they came back and hit me. So I reduced my risk a little bit, but yeah. So those were the two trades. One loss and one positive. I was positive on the day because this one was more than made up for the early trade that didn't go well for me. And you can see it still might be going down here. It's ignoring this green bar here and pushing down. It might, like I said, it has on this yearly chart, it has so much room. It could continue going down for a while. So it's something to watch out for. But I just wanted to get out to cover up the loss I had earlier in the day and take some profit, so which I was able to do. But everybody's talking about Johnson & Johnson today because of the news that came out. That's one of those stocks where you know the news, so it is moving on news, and a lot of people were doing well with this, mostly on the bounce. A lot of the people, I'm in a couple trading rooms, and a lot of people were doing well on the bounce. You see here, it made its way down, and then you see this engulfing candle here, big selling push here, all the way down to 138.2, and then it pushed it right back up to 132.57. Now, the spread's not too big on the stock, but it moves so much that for me, I can't really trade stocks that are moving, that are this pricey, that are moving like this, because, you know, if I want to get in around like 132.82, maybe right here after these like bottoming candles, the bottoming candles here are about 131.70. So it's like a whole dollar move. So you have to like really reduce your shares if you're thinking of trading this, because otherwise you're risking a lot more than normal when you're trying to put your stop in, or where you think you might want to put your stop in there. But let's say you did get in here 132.67, you could have ridden this all the way up to 136. I mean, it's like $4. But yeah, if earlier in the day with the news, if you got in early, knowing what you heard about the whole talcum powder issue going on with them. This is a nice indicator here. It's below VWAP, topping candle here. Then it tried to get back up and then push back down. So I probably would have gotten in if I had taken this. I probably would have gotten in 142.19, put a stop at around 143.31. Really small set of shares, but look at this, 142.19. Let's say you got in right here, 142.19. You goes all the way down to 131.12. So that's $10. So even if you took if you just took 10 shares here, 142.19 all the way down to 131, you could have made $100 on just riding that down. Obviously, you know, you probably would have gotten nervous, maybe taken out here. Still, 142 to 139, that's $3. I mean, you'd be able to make some money on this, and this is a good example of a news stock where there's bad news pushing it, and you can really kind of use both technical and fundamental data to help you out. Technical being what you're seeing on the patterns, the charts here, using VWAP, using moving averages, using the candles, the red bar ignored, green bar ignored, whatever it might be. A two bar pullback here and right back down. Could have gotten here 138.21, and maybe put your stop at 140 something, $2, and ridden it down. So that's technical, fundamental being the news. So you could have used that combination on a stock like this, and it would have. I think it came up on my gappers list. It's not there now, probably because the volume is not as high. But it was at the top of this gappers top list that I have at some point. So yeah, so Johnson & Johnson, that was a big one today. A lot of people were trading. But yeah, for me, it was JBL. And it was a good trade. Did well with it. So today's Friday. Probably going to be doing a half week next week. I'll be traveling in the middle of the week. But any questions, let me know. If there's anything you want to know about how I trade, again, I'm new to, as I said in earlier videos, I'm new to day trading in terms of like the last 2 years, basically. And I've been position trading and swing trading for close to 20 years since I was, before I was even in high school. So I've been doing that, or I'm sorry, before I was in college. So I've been doing that for a while, but I just started getting into day trading, and it's definitely a big learning curve. So any questions you have, you want to know what's the best way to get in, I'm more than happy to tell you how I did it, the struggles I had, and basically how to put together a trading strategy to help you get a foothold in the day trading arena. So yeah, so any questions, let me know, and hopefully I'll be back early next week with a few videos before the vacation. Okay, take care.